Javier Solórzano.
Híjole. A ver, dame uno de cada uno.
Claro que sí, ¿se lo damos en vaso o cono?
En cono está bien, porfa.
En Canal 8 de Televisión Abierta tenemos información de muchos sabores.
Invisible money mined out of thin air. So what is cryptocurrency and how does it work? Why has crypto's market value been a series of peaks and valleys? Plus, environmentalists warn crypto's creation destroys the planet. Now, the inside story. Crypto's currency.
Hi, I'm Michelle Quint, VOA's Silicon Valley Bureau Chief, here overlooking the San Francisco Bay with the Golden Gate Bridge behind me. Across the bay, San Francisco's skyline is populated with the world's technology giants. The city is the unofficial capital of Silicon Valley that has birthed tech giants like Google and Facebook. It is also home to burgeoning cryptocurrency companies like Coinbase, among many others. Like the tech giants that surround them, the crypto companies hope to change the world. So we're going to take you inside cryptocurrency, how it's mined, how it's used, how it gains and loses value, and the impact crypto mining is having on the environment. Recent fluctuation in values has raised concern among consumers about crypto's risks, but many investors are enthusiastic about the potential digital currency offers. James Wisdom, a Chicago art instructor and tattoo artist, regularly goes to his local grocery store to buy Bitcoin, also known by its trading symbol BTC.
Being able to go to CoinMe and buy BTC, especially where I get my groceries, is, I think, the future of capitalism.
While cryptocurrencies are not widely used to buy things, that has not curtailed their appeal.
But part of the beauty of Bitcoin and crypto is it gives access to global finances, to buying and selling, to transferring value instantaneously no matter where you are.
Crypto has inspired many first-time investors, especially those skeptical of traditional investing.
For newbies, I tell them, you should not speculate. Decide not to buy Starbucks for a week. Whatever that amount is, that's what you should start your investment in, right? And then learn.
Steve Leakey told his parents to invest in crypto when he was 10 years old.
Yeah, still pretty young.
His parents didn't take his advice, but Steve's uncle was buying crypto, so he did too. Riding the crypto roller coaster wasn't easy.
It was super hard because every day I found myself checking it, found myself looking where I'm at, and just that mental toll was a lot.
Government regulators are raising alarms about scams and investors who have lost millions.
There are elements in the crypto sphere that are designed expressly to take advantage of consumers.
I believe, you know what I mean? I believe, and I'm gonna hold on to what I have now.
Crypto supporters and skeptics are waiting to see what government regulators may do next. For many, digital currency represents a shift in how to think about your finances, from daily transactions to long-term savings and investments. To try to break down the opportunities and the barriers, I came here to the University of California, Berkeley, to speak to Professor Christine Parleur at the Haas School of Business about the challenges of making cryptocurrency user-friendly.
Cryptocurrencies are just digital ways of transferring value and information. That's sort of the way to think about them. The whole crypto and the currency part is just almost like a marketing ploy. These are not currencies.
But what's another way? Is there some easy way to think about it? Like what I can do with it or think about it or?
One way to think about them, and it's kind of a little bit simplistic because these can be complicated and they can cover a wide variety of things, is think about airline miles. So airline miles are something that airlines give you that are valuable. Well, they could be digitized, and if they could be traded and transferred in a very easy way, then they kind of look a little bit like some of the cryptocurrencies out there. They're a claim to something, they represent something, and they can be moved around very easily from person to person. One of the ways in which cryptocurrencies are being used is essentially being used as a payment method. So we think of payments as essentially being sort of just we just pay for stuff. We just don't really think about the backstory, what's behind it, how much it costs. Things like credit cards, even if you don't run up a debt, actually are super expensive. Why? Because the merchants are paying between 2%, 10%, whatever, to the credit card companies, and ultimately those come back into the prices that you pay. So one of the innovations that we're seeing in cryptocurrencies, this whole class of things called stablecoins, are basically designed as a way of very, very cheap payment rails. They're also designed to transfer money internationally at really low cost. A lot of people send remittances, so they go and they work in a foreign country and they send money back to family, grandmother, whatever. These are really, really expensive remittance rails, and we're talking about essentially a tax on people who don't have a lot of money. So one of the innovations, potential innovations in crypto, is just to reduce the cost of transferring value through these things called stablecoins.
A lot of people have invested and have lost in the past, particularly the past 4 months. How do you look at that in terms of kind of what it means for people, or also what it means for the trajectory of cryptocurrency?
So the technology is not going anywhere. So it's not something that's just going to explode and poof and we move on to something else. It's here to stay, one. Two, if you think about most of the ventures that cryptocurrencies are based on, so typically cryptocurrency is issued in the context of some little enterprise out there. These are typically quite small. So the types of returns that you should expect and the success rates that you should expect are much more similar to things like venture capital. And we know that venture capital returns, there are a couple of really, really big hits. Wow, I invested in Google. But there are gazillion companies that just go belly up. And so cryptocurrencies have really that kind of risk return profile. So that's a very, very specific, that's how you should sort of think about them, as opposed to, say, equities, which are based on cash flows.
What do you think about the ability of cryptocurrency to bring more people into the have financial tools?
So the line between cryptocurrency and general digital innovation is a little bit kind of fuzzy. If you think about, say, for example, the success of Bcash in Bangladesh, it has been absolutely astounding. This is a digital, essentially a phone-based way of transferring value. It was backed by essentially the central bank. The adoption has just been absolutely exponential. And many, many people who previously it was too expensive for them to enter into the traditional banking system now can do it essentially through smartphones, or phones, not smartphones. And so we see more and more examples of this, using technology to let people have access to very, very needed financial services.
So this is our facility here in Niagara Falls, New York. We're converting this facility from what was an industrial building to a data center to mine Bitcoin. At the time, this factory was being used to actually strip down for scrap metal. Prior to that, this was actually a power generation plant where they were using coal and fossil fuels to generate, unfortunately, dirty power at the time. BlockFusion is a blockchain infrastructure company that uses renewable energy. At the facility, we actually mine Bitcoin. So traditionally, people would think about mining Bitcoin or like mining a resource, right? Very expensive equipment, guys with hard hats underneath the earth trying to get resources. In this particular case, we're mining Bitcoin, and while we are leveraging expensive hardware to do so, the resource is really about how quickly you can actually solve a particular algorithm, a mathematical equation, on the blockchain to be able to go and obtain 1 Bitcoin. And now I'm going to take you into our Bitcoin mining facility where you'll see the hardware actually processing and mining for Bitcoin.